Hello there, I'm Frank Clarke and I'd like to take you on a little journey to an enchanted island where we're going to have some more fun. Welcome to Simply Painting. Well, we're in the Canary Islands. This is the island of Lanzarote, and behind me here is a very typical Canarian village in the mountains. It's called Aria, or the village of 1,000 palms. We're going to have a little visit there now. Well, that just about completes our tour of this little village. And you know, there was something missing. Did you notice it? People. You know, they don't come out during the day in Lanzarote. They come out at night. And there's a saying that says, mad dogs and Irishmen go out in the midday sun. That's where I am. Anyway, time to find something to paint now, so that's what we're going to go off and do. Well, Aria was lovely, wasn't it? And we're going to paint a little picture of that area with some flowers, maybe a little gateway and that. But before we do that, let's go through the materials we're going to need to paint the picture. And first of all, we have 7 colours, and they are cobalt blue, raw sienna, burnt umber, lemon yellow, alizarin crimson, cadmium red, hooker's green, and we have our tube of white gouache, and we're going to use it this time. Now, we got 2 brushes. We got the large goat hair brush, and we have the baby goat hair brush, which is half the size of the other one. We've got a palette to put our paint out on. We got some water to mix with the paint. We got some cloths, and we got a sheet of paper which measures 14 by 10. It's upright, therefore we're painting in portrait, and it is 140 pounds. That's the weight watercolour paper. So without further ado, let's horizon, sky, middle and foreground, have some more fun. Let's do that by starting off the pencil and the ruler. Let's draw the horizon line, and this time it's a good bit up the page. It's almost 5 inches, because when you're painting in portrait, of course, the horizon line is generally higher. Now the next thing, I'm going to do a couple more things for you. This is a wall. Well, it's not a wall, is it? It's a pencil mark, but if you know what I mean. Yes, this is the wonder of television and everything. We can make you believe anything, can't we? That is a wall. And on the other side here, just opposite it, is another wall. But it's a smaller one, a smaller wall. Yeah, we go up a little bit higher than that. And it goes into about there. And you see, as it goes in like that, it goes further away, it gets narrower. This is called convergence. Have you heard the word? Yeah. And then here we have, that's a kind of a little walkway thing. I don't mind this horizon line. I'm just working around that. I don't think I need to put much more in that. I'm pretty happy. I might put the gate post in. Why don't I do that? There's a big gate post in there. Just do it. On this side, that's all it is there. Doesn't have to be dead straight. These are rickety old gates. I love them. And on this side here, let's put where is the height of it? There it is. We go down like that. This is your gate post. And then the gate itself is kind of, again, converging, because it's going in like that. It's kind of open. And then this is the other one. You know, you can sing and dance. You don't have to be miserable when you're painting. In fact, you can enjoy it. That's the beauty of it. And then in here, These are a couple of just uprights or things like that, and then the gate is there. Now we're going to paint that all one colour, of course. That's about all we got to do. We got a gate on this side, gate on that side. We got our two walls. We're off. So let's start putting out this paint. Get these things out of our way here. Get them all over there. Now, first we're going to start off with some cobalt blue. Yeah, that's the one. We have two blues, but usually only use one. I'm going to get the large brush, swish it around in the water, take some of the blue. Now, this can be a very, very small sky, very quickly put in. We don't want to over-elaborate the sky. We've got so much more to do, haven't we? Yes, we have. Now, off we go. Down by the... I'm not being all that particular. It's just a very quick sky, because we're going to cover a lot of it, so we don't have to worry too much about it. And it goes across like that. Try and keep most of your strokes coming across, then up by that wall there, and in like that. Now there'll be all kinds of bushes and trees, so we don't have to worry too much. That's enough. I'm not going to overdo that. Now let me dry that. Very quickly. A quick, very, very, very quick dry. That's it. That didn't take long, did it? Huh? No. Now, let's get out some more colour. And the next thing we have to get out is the lemon yellow and the raw sienna, because we're going to start putting in some background trees here. I'm looking forward to this picture no end. You know, if I can find the hooker's green. There it is. Got that fella there as well. They're the three I'm going to put out now next. Back to the baby goat hair brush. Let's take some of the blue, raw sienna and a bit of yellow. I want to try and make this fairly light now. Always paint light to dark. That's the difference between other mediums and watercolour. Are you ready? Corner of the brush, off we go. A life on the ocean waves. Oh, you can sing and dance and do all kinds of things. Look, and this part up here is still probably wet, which is what I wanted. I just wanted that bit down the bottom there dry. I don't want to run all over the place on me. See? Let's go down to about there. Right across. That's a wall, so we go across the top of the wall and back up again. Up to about there. So these are all lovely plants and everything else that were growing all the way around the place, little trees, and this is so easy, you know. And we're told it was so difficult. Yeah, you don't have the gift. Yes, I know, yeah. Only the few can paint. Oh, yeah. I believe it. Thousands wouldn't. Not true at all. Anybody can paint. Just need a little desire. And you know something? You can never be lonely with a paintbrush. Did you ever hear that saying? Well, take my word for it, because it's true. I have never known anybody who painted that said they were lonely, because you haven't time to be. You're too busy. And you see, that stuff is away in the background here. I'm just making the darker on front of it. Down to that wall. Yeah, produce a bit over there like that. And then we're up against the wall here. Oh, we're having great fun. Now, a really dark, you need 3 coats. I'm having to rush this a little bit. There is no need for you to rush this. You can take all the time you like, because what you can do is do a bit of it, just a bit of each part, and then finish it off later. Now, I think we probably need a nail brush to finish this off. What do you think? I think a nail brush would be good. Nail brush. See, then dip it a few times. Nail brush. Nail brush. Yeah, okay, you got it. Now let's have a quick look. Yeah, we've got to put a bit on the other side there, just a little bit of colour there. Just to break it up, that's all. Coming down this. Now, hey, this is looking pretty good, isn't it? We've got the background done, no problem, yeah. So, the next thing is the gates. The gates, and they're green. So, why don't we, hey, I'll tell you what, we got a half-inch nylon brush here, which will work beautifully with the hooker's green, because nylon is stiffer than our other brushes, and therefore we can make it's more like a kind of a paintbrush, if you like, an ordinary paintbrush. Now we're just going to come down now like that. Look, right down to the bottom. Everything in Lanzarote, all the gates, all the doors are green by law. You probably heard me saying that before in the program, didn't you? On one of the earlier programs, yes. Well, they are anyway, in case you didn't. In case you're one of those people who've only just flicking through there, and then all of a sudden you stopped. You said, hey, it's this Irish fella painting. Maybe I'll just watch him for a little while. Well, stay with me, you'll be surprised. Now this is crooked as a ram's horn, as they say, but it doesn't matter. That's the way the gates are in Lanzarote. Just going to get this part done. Up there, and then another panel in there. Let's fill this in. You know, the great thing about watercolours is that you're never confined. You can do them anywhere. You can bring them on your holidays. You could go to one of these type of islands, yeah, Caribbean, it doesn't matter where. Bring your watercolours with you. Nobody will give out to you, and they're so clean, you never have to worry about them being marking. You can wear your best clothes. And you let the kids loose with them because they're not going to do any harm with them. Unlike some mediums where you can get covered from head to foot in the stuff and you can't get it off. Not the case with these. Now that goes there and that goes down like that. And I'll darken these in a few minutes. We're just going to have a little peep and see does this make sense now. Just kind of stand back a bit and look and say, that's fine. So I'm going to dry that and you're going to go off on a wee trip. Off with you. Well, I'm standing here in a very special area. It's called Lanzarote. And behind me is a structure of some significance, which was designed by Cesar Manrique, of course. But more important than that, there was a gentleman came to this island, fell in love with it, bought this villa, and his name was Omar Sharif. What did he do then? Well, he played a game of bridge and he lost it. They say he was a famous gambler. Well, that was a silly gamble, wasn't it? Anyway, that's the story. Alrighty, that's it, we're back. You enjoyed that, you did. It was a nice trip, wasn't it? Huh? Absolutely. What a man. What a house. Beautiful restaurant there as well. Now, I'm going to try and make myself some nice shadow colour because that's what I need. So I need some light red or alizarin crimson. That'll do very nicely. There it is. Make up some nice colour with that and put a little bit of the raw sienna into it. That kind of deadens it. So those three colours together make a lovely colour. Where are you? There you are. I don't know where you got to. Now watch. Baby goat hair. I prefer to use the goat hair brushes because they run better, if you know what I mean. Look, like my shadows are much better with those than with the nylon. Nylon brush is trying to be stiff, you know. Yeah. Now I'm doing this is the dark side for, this is all in shadow here, right? Down along, right down the bottom there. Right down to the gate. And the same thing there. Now, up above that, lighter, because this is also out in the open a wee bit, but there is another walkway there. That's where, you see the idea? This is the really heavy shadow here. And the last part of it, this wall, of course, would also be in shadow, wouldn't it? Well, naturally, he says, if the sun is coming this way and that wall is bright, this wall will be dark. Look, just let the paint roll down the wall for you. You start and then you follow it down, as the fellow says. Look, right down to the bottom there. That's all you need. Let's not overdo it. Another little bit there, so it's kind of broken looking. Don't have it too perfect. Perfect's bad, yeah. There we go. Now, let's dry that. Give it a quick dry. Oh, I'm hoofed up. Okay, that's another bit. Now we're going back over to this side here and back to this nylon brush again because this is where we need to put in the other gate post. Just a gate post we're just going to put, look. Right down along to the bottom. That's just representing the other side of the gate. And then we're starting to kind of fill in now. That's what you call it, finishing. Look, that is there. It gives us a bit of depth. See, it makes it three-dimensional. Same thing there. Same thing here. Same thing there. I'm not caring if it's going over the side a little bit. I don't care. It's all right. It's fine. That's it. And the same on this side over here. There you go. Okay, I'm going to dry that now, and you're going to go off and have another little visit. And this time, earlier in the series, we had a beautiful sunrise. Let's go and see the opposite. Gotcha. Yes, there we go. Oh boy. Lovely. Enjoy that? Yeah, so did I. Now I'm just going to do this wall, go over it once more with a kind of a dirty colour because it's looking too clean. Particularly, that's the job. And then, let's put a little bit of a kind of a basket thing there. We'll fill that in a minute. But let's get down to the middle of the picture now. And the first thing I'm going to look at is, I'm going to put out some white gouache. Let's do that, yeah. This is because I want to put some flowers hanging all over this gate and everything else. The flowers in Lanzarote were just gorgeous. Everywhere you looked at these wonderful plants. So we take some white gouache and some of the alizarin crimson, put the whole lot together, and then off we go. Put it in over the gate, do it everywhere. We can put some green on top of this, but they were hanging down over the wall like that, see? And then I've got some cadmium red here, if I can find it. There it is. Put some of that out as well. This is really a deep red. We can just, almost neat deep red. Look at it. And then we need some on this side here, of course, up along, because it was coming down over the side of the wall. I think we've got to put some blue in that, make up a little... yeah, so where is my Ross? Oh, there it is, my alizarin crimson. Let's put out a bit of that. I'm going to mix some of that with some of the blue, make it purple. Because on this side here, it needs to be darker over the thing. Now we can put some green in there in a minute, and don't worry about it. I'm enjoying this. Flowers are great, aren't they? Yeah, you put them anywhere. Now these naturally will be brighter. Why is that? Why are they brighter? Because the sun is hitting over here, it's not hitting there. And the other thing is, along this box here where you can, this is a kind of a little flower box around along the wall. Now we've got to clean out the brush again because I've got to put some nice green in there. So I'm going to take some of the hooker's green and mix it with the yellow. Now this gives us the brightest green you've ever seen in your life, look. And that goes in and out through the trees, look. Again, this is all done with dabbing, very simple dabbing of this goat hair brush. Hey, why don't we put a few here? Go on. Just for no good reason but to make a nice colour of it. We're getting the job, aren't we? And then maybe one goes up the wall a bit, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Look at that. Now, kind of stand back and have a look and say, hey, that's not bad, it's coming on fine. Yeah? A little bit there, and we're right. Now, we've got to start making this picture really come to life. And you know what we're going to do this time? We're going to do some of these old carrots. Remember the carrots we did? Well, what you can do is you can either use a pencil and draw them in first, which is a good idea for those of you who are not too sure where to put them, or you can do like I'm doing, go right for it. Yeah, don't hang around. Now, not a big carrot there. This is... this island gets an awful lot of honeymoon couples, people like that, yeah. So we're going to put this is a fella in a red jumper, and we're going to put a brown trousers on him or something like that. There it is, got a little bit. Did we put out any of that burnt umber? We didn't. Let's do it. We got plenty of time. While I'm doing this, I should tell you a funny story. I thought this was incredibly funny. You've heard of Dolly Parton, everybody has. Yeah, well, years and years ago, what did she do? She entered for a Dolly Parton look-alike competition. Just for the cod of it, you know, put one of those wigs on and off she went. And you know what? She lost. She didn't win it. I bet she was pleased. That's absolutely true. And now beside them, we put a blue girl. Yeah. So you see, there you are. So you can kid anybody, can't you? I got to mix a bit of blue with that. That's better. And I put a nice, there you go. This is Lady in Blue, huh? I've heard a lady in red, you know him, Christopher Berg, yeah. I've played golf with him. There you see, I go name dropping again, that's me. Now we're going to put legs on this girl, so we'll use some of the raw sienna. Just 2 stripes down, don't go mad with it. And now we start putting heads on these people. I think I'd like to change to the rigger brush. It's easier, and you could do the same. All you need to do when you're putting in figures is think carrots. Don't think figures. Because if you do, you'll end up with people looking like carrots. No, you won't. No, there she is. Now that's herself. Hey, there they go. They're walking into this garden. He's probably explaining to her about these lovely trees. I'm going to put a shadow in. And the shadow was made up of blue. Remember we did it before. And a little bit of the red, just the 2 together, and a tiny bit of that raw sienna. That just kills it. Just gives it a kind of a lighter purple. Now, obviously, as the shade is coming that way, that's how it looks. And then we can kind of put, I think we should just fill in there something, maybe just a little, because that's around the corner, isn't it? Yoo-hoo. That's where they're going, down there. See that? How are we getting on? Are you getting there to the stage? Getting to the stage, I'm very happy. Now I can start fixing the front. Jim will fix it, isn't that it? Now this time I'm going to stick with me. This is a number 6 nylon brush. And I'm just going to fix up the gate a little because that gate needs a little bit more. Ah, look at that. Yeah, that's the lump of timber down this side, you see. Look at that. And another bit of it there. You know, this is great fun. Now, if you don't get to the stage of being able to fix the whole thing and finish the whole picture, what you do is just stop, and then finish it when we're gone. Ah, yes. But for goodness sake, do me one favour. Try it. Try it. You know, it's a terrible thing, but I've repeated it many times, and that is that Picasso was the man who said that he never realised that it took him 70 years to learn to paint like a child. Well, what he meant by that, of course, was that kids have no fear of it. No, it's mammy's afraid of painting, isn't it, or granddad or something. And you have the happy knack of giving these unfortunate people a present of 58 tubes of paint, a whole lot of brushes and stuff, and nobody shows them how to use it. And of course, they'll fail. Because in everything we do in this life, we must be shown how to start. Just a brief. I always reckon it takes me, it can take me up to an hour to get somebody to be an expert. Yeah, I'm probably laughing there, but I mean it, yeah. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of, that's that area there, a little bit. I'm just dirtying it a bit, you know, because that's what you're doing. I think it's time for Joe the Bird to sign this thing. What do you think? Ah, yes. Here he goes, Joe the Bird, up in the corner with him. Dink, dink. And then down the bottom here we get this pen, and we're going to sign this work of art. And then, oh dear, I'm sad to say we're getting to the end of this masterpiece. We're going to stick our mount on it like that. This is just a piece of cardboard, which you can buy in any art store. Well, I'm sad to say that that's all for this lesson. However, if you want further information on this lesson or any of the lessons in my programs, please visit my website, simplypainting.com. And remember, have some more fun. Well, I'm sad to say this is our last evening here on this wonderful enchanted island. And we're a little bit disappointed to be leaving, but the crew have kindly invited me along to have some dinner. So we're going to let the hair down a little bit, maybe have a glass of vino, as they say. And then tomorrow we fly out and look for new horizons. I hope you'll come with us.